South Africa, a nation of contrast, where Table Mountain towers over glittering coastal cities and the thunderous pulse of urban life runs parallel to the silent rhythm of ancient deserts. A land blessed with beauty and cursed with inequality. It is one of the most unequal societies in the world. In the same city, you can see billionaires sipping champagne behind mirrored skyscraper windows, while just blocks away, thousands queue for a basic meal. Yet amidst this contrast, South Africa has produced individuals whose wealth doesn't just lift them out of poverty, it propels them into the stratosphere of global influence. These are the moguls, the titans, the strategists, the visionaries. In today's deep dive, we're going to take you through the top 10 richest people in South Africa. But we're not stopping at just numbers. We're unpacking the origin stories, the risks, the industries, the controversies, and the lavish lifestyles that have helped shape the ultra-rich in this complex, beautiful country. Let's begin this journey at number 10 with a man who turned shampoo into a fortune and influence into impact, Herman Mashaba. Mashaba's name is widely known today, but it wasn't always that way. Born into poverty in apartheid-era Hammanskraal, Herman was raised by a single mother after losing his father at the age of 2. There were no silver spoons, no family fortune, just grit, ambition, and an unshakable belief in entrepreneurship. His early years saw him hustle jobs just to survive. Eventually, he spotted a gap in the market: hair care for Black South Africans. In the 1980s, amid the harsh economic restrictions of apartheid, he launched Black Like Me, a revolutionary hair product brand designed specifically for the African market. Within years, it became the most popular brand of its kind across the country. But Mashaba wasn't done. He leveraged the brand's success to dive into new ventures. He bought properties, lots of them, in Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Sandton. He became a shareholder in manufacturing, logistics, and retail companies, many of which remain unnamed in public records. In a bold move, he entered politics in 2016, becoming the mayor of Johannesburg and later founding Action SA, a party aimed at economic reform and anti-corruption. Mashaba's estimated net worth is $100 million, or 1.8 billion rand, but his influence is far greater. He stands as a self-made example in a country still wrestling with economic exclusion. At number 9, we find a name rooted in struggle and crowned in boardrooms: Tokyo Sexwale. Born in Soweto in 1953, Mosima Gabriel Tokyo Sexwale was never destined for an ordinary life. His early years were shaped by activism and the fight against apartheid, which landed him 13 years in Robben Island prison alongside Nelson Mandela. But when the prison gates opened, Tokyo wasn't content with politics alone. He set his sights on the world of business. After serving as Premier of Gauteng and Minister of Human Settlements, he transitioned to the private sector, founding Mvelapanda Holdings. Through Mvelapanda, Tokyo built a diverse empire. He entered diamond mining with operations in Namibia, Botswana, and South Africa. He ventured into oil exploration, real estate, media, and telecommunications. His businesses have extended throughout the African continent and even into the Middle East and Europe. Unlike the typical billionaire archetype, Tokyo is quiet, choosing discretion over publicity. But behind that reserved exterior lies a sharp financial mind. With an estimated net worth of $200 million, or 3.6 billion rand, Tokyo exemplifies how revolutionary roots can evolve into economic empires. Now let's talk about number 8, Ref Wayne, the digital disruptor. Ref Wayne, born Refalo Nkeli, is perhaps the most unconventional name on this list. He didn't rise through mining, real estate, or legacy corporations. He rose through forex trading and cryptocurrency. Coming from a disadvantaged background, Wayne dropped out of high school and turned to online trading to make ends meet. By age 19, he claimed to have made his first million trading currencies. But it didn't stop there. He founded ForexMG, a training platform that helped thousands of South Africans understand and engage in forex trading. Then came Pipcoin, Africa's first locally launched cryptocurrency. It caused both celebration and controversy. Critics questioned its viability, while fans saw him as a visionary. Wayne authored best-selling books, toured the continent delivering motivational talks, and built an empire based on digital knowledge. He's invested in property, luxury vehicles, tech startups, and blockchain initiatives. Despite controversy surrounding some of his claims, his financial standing remains solid, with a reported net worth of $500 million, or 9 billion rand. Ref Wayne is proof that in the digital age, money can be made by those who understand speed, systems, and screens. At number 7 is the intellectual powerhouse, Vusi Thembekwayo. If ambition had a voice, it would sound like Vusi's. Born in Benoni in 1985, Vusi made history as the youngest director of a listed company in South Africa at just 25. But that was merely the beginning. Vusi didn't just want a seat at the table, he wanted to build the table himself. He launched My Growth Fund, a venture capital firm that supports African startups and SME growth. Through it, he's helped develop fintech platforms, green energy firms, and logistics companies. He also founded Motivate and Watermark Capital, focusing on enterprise restructuring and scaling mid-level businesses into major players. His influence doesn't stop at investment. Vusi is one of the most sought-after keynote speakers globally, with presentations at Oxford, Harvard, and even the United Nations. He's authored bestsellers, produced educational content, and grown a personal brand worth millions. His net worth sits at $600 million, or 11 billion rand. But the true power of Vusi Thembekwayo lies in his ability to inspire, educate, and mobilize a generation of African entrepreneurs. Now we move into the upper echelon of South African wealth, starting with number 6, Cyril Ramaphosa. Yes, the current president of South Africa is also one of its richest citizens. Long before assuming office, Ramaphosa had already built an empire. As a lawyer, union leader, and politician, he played a critical role in South Africa's transition from apartheid to democracy. But it was in business that he found extraordinary wealth. He founded Shanduka Group, a holding company that amassed stakes in everything from fast food and energy to telecommunications and banking. His McDonald's franchise ownership and his investment in Coca-Cola bottling made headlines, but his real money came from mining and finance. Ramaphosa also ventured into agriculture. His Ankoli cattle operation has become one of the most elite livestock farms in Africa, with individual animals selling for millions of rand. Before entering full-time politics, he sat on boards of some of South Africa's most powerful corporations, Bidvest, Standard Bank, SAB Miller. His current estimated net worth is $700 million, or 12.6 billion rand. And while much of his portfolio is now in trust, his impact on South Africa's economy remains undeniable. Coming in at number 5 is the quiet disruptor, Michel Louw. Louw is the founder of Capitec Bank, which fundamentally changed South Africa's banking landscape. Unlike traditional banks, Capitec focused on affordability, accessibility, and innovation. With no frills and no jargon, Capitec reached South Africans who had never banked before. The result? Explosive growth. Today, Capitec boasts over 18 million customers and continues to lead in digital banking and customer satisfaction. Louw owns about 11% of Capitec and serves on its board. He rarely gives interviews, avoids publicity, and lives a remarkably modest life. But in the world of finance, he's regarded as a genius. He understood something others didn't. Trust and simplicity in banking build loyalty. His net worth is approximately $1.2 billion, or 21 billion rand. And unlike others on this list, his rise was purely through vision and execution. At number 4 is Patrice Motsepe, the trailblazer. South Africa's first black billionaire and a mining magnate, Motsepe's rise to riches is both groundbreaking and inspiring. After earning his law degree, he went into business, launching African Rainbow Minerals, a mining company that extracted everything from platinum and gold to coal and iron ore. Through smart partnerships and acquisitions, Motsepe's empire grew rapidly. But he didn't stop with mining. Through African Rainbow Capital, he became the majority owner of Time Bank and a key investor in Rain, one of the country's most promising telecommunications networks. He's also invested in real estate, wine farming, and sports. As owner of Mamelodi Sundowns FC, he's turned the club into one of Africa's top teams. Motsepe is also a philanthropist, having pledged to donate the majority of his wealth through the Giving Pledge. His net worth is estimated at $2.5 billion, or 45 billion rand, and his legacy goes far beyond his bank balance. At number 3 is the media king, Koos Bekker. Koos Bekker doesn't just own companies, he makes them legendary. As chairman of Naspers, he oversaw one of the smartest tech investments of all time, the $32 million stake in Tencent, which today is worth over $100 billion. Under his leadership, Naspers transformed from a South African newspaper publisher into a global tech powerhouse. Through Prosus, Naspers now invests in everything from food delivery and education to financial technology and social commerce. Bekker also founded Mnet and MultiChoice, bringing paid TV to millions across Africa. A lover of history and architecture, he owns multiple estates, restores historical buildings, and collects art. Koos Bekker is currently worth $2.7 billion, or 48 billion rand, and is known for never taking a salary. Instead, he receives stock options tied to performance, a strategy that has served him incredibly well. At number 2 is the Diamond Dynasty, Nicky Oppenheimer. The Oppenheimer family once controlled De Beers, and through it, most of the world's diamond trade. In 2012, Nicky sold the family's 40% stake in De Beers to Anglo American for $5.1 billion, pivoting into private investments, conservation, and philanthropy. He runs Fireblade Aviation, offering luxury charter flights, and co-founded Tana Africa Capital, which invests in agriculture, consumer goods, and infrastructure across Africa. He also owns vast tracts of conservation land and supports anti-poaching efforts. Through the Brenthurst Foundation, he's influencing economic policy across Africa. His net worth is $9.5 billion, or 170 billion rand. And while he's no longer in diamonds, his wealth sparkles just the same. And finally, number 1, Johann Rupert. Rupert is the richest man in South Africa and one of the wealthiest individuals on the continent. He is chairman of Richemont, the luxury goods conglomerate behind brands like Cartier, Montblanc, Van Cleef & Arpels, Piaget, and Chloe. He also leads Remgro and Rene, investment holding companies with stakes in telecommunications, banking, healthcare, food and beverage, and media. His empire includes vineyards, golf courses, art, luxury watches, and financial services. He owns shares in Discovery, First Rand, Mediclinic, Heineken South Africa, and more. Despite being intensely private, Rupert's influence is everywhere. In boardrooms, in legislation, in luxury. His net worth? $11 billion, or over 200 billion rand. The king of South African wealth. These 10 individuals control industries, shape markets, and define what it means to be ultra-wealthy in Africa. Their stories are not just about riches, they're about ambition, strategy, risk, reinvention, and sometimes controversy. You've been watching Affluence Influenced. If you enjoyed this deep look into South Africa's richest elite, like, subscribe, and join us again for more journeys into the world of the ultra-wealthy.